Good morning and welcome to the Black Mesa Transit System. This automated train is provided for the security and convenience of the Black Mesa Research Facility personnel.
10 years ago on this very day, Valve Software released a game that turned the modding and gaming community upside down, with the release of Half-Life. Within 1 year, Half-Life had stunned critics and gamers alike, winning more than 50 Game of the Year awards. With it being such a success, not many people would have thought the modding community would go on to birth such amazing titles like Counter-Strike and Day of Defeat that would go on to winning more awards of their very own. So as a ModDB tribute to Half-Life and Valve for giving us 10 years of unforgettable mod experiences, here is the staff selection for top 5 non-commercial mods for the Half-Life engine. Zombies are, and always will be, a plague of sorts within the gaming community, with more mods in games based on the problem than you could ever possibly imagine. It's when developers make games that do the zombie theme justice, do we realise why there are so many copycat games to begin with. And They Hunger stands on top of the shambling corpses as one of, if not the best mod in its genre. Boasting possibly the most cheesy voice acting you will ever hear in a zombie game, this mod is not afraid to poke fun at itself. And like most successful zombie-themed media, it is almost essential. So grab your umbrellas and get ready for one of the best zombie experiences Half-Life has to offer.
Things outside are... Wait, I think I hear a vehicle coming. Thank God, we're being rescued.
What happens when Matrix and Half-Life combine? You get the Specialist, a gun-shooting, ass-kicking, kung fu style deathmatch that plays just as cool as it sounds. With an active community, even today you won't have trouble finding a game and kicking Gordon Freeman's leather-bound butt. First, pick your weapons, then jump in, backflip and headshot your way to victory. It's a little hard to grasp at first, but give up a few hours and you'll be slow-motion diving with the best of them. Earth's Special Forces is a fast-paced, third-person deathmatch fighter game based on the always popular Dragon Ball Z anime. The show itself has had many spin-offs and adaptations, both in games and mods alike. The difference between ESF and the rest shows in the amount of content and dedication the team has put into the mod, and even today it is still receiving countless updates and patches. So if you have a love for the outlandish, or just like the show and its awesome one-liners,
it's over 9,000!
Then ESF is sure to please. With AAA titles like Valve's Left 4 Dead, whose main focus is cooperative play, it's hard not to think that mods like Sven Co-op, who have been at the forefront of cooperative gameplay since 1999, haven't rubbed off in one way or another. Possibly the most celebrated Half-Life mod that has not made it into that official game territory, Sven is a perfect example of an idea that just works. To fill you in on what this mod is about would be difficult, as its best feature is this vast amount of fresh, exciting content made by the community that surrounds this mod. Want to fight epic battles against massive monsters? You can. Want to break out of a heavily secured prison? Yeah, you can do that too. In fact, just about any scenario you will think of will have been covered. So grab your mates and jump into quite possibly the best Half-Life mod of all time. One of the most highly acclaimed mods to come out of the Half-Life engine is Natural Selection. Released on Halloween of 2002, the mod has come a long way and a sequel is currently being developed as a standalone game. Blending fast-paced first-person shooter and real-time strategy, players are thrown into a world filled with evolving aliens and gun-toting marines, who battle for control of various facilities within the game's world. By far the biggest innovation is the fact that both teams are so very different, with aliens relying on the evolution of the players themselves, morphing into some very nasty creatures, and the Marines who use weapon upgrades issued by a commander who oversees the entire operation, dropping upgrades and buildings to help the Marine side out. Both teams can be killed just as easy as each other, with its own weaknesses and advantages. Nonetheless, Natural Selection has well deserved its spot up the top of the food chain.
You have won the match!